So finally, we get to the 14th Amendment. Yes, the one that Clarence Thomas wants to take a look at. Or more specifically, the one where he wants to take a look at the substantive due process clause, which is part of the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. Okay, but let's take a quick look at the amendment itself. Okay, let's read section 1. Okay, it says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States are subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Okay? No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protections of the laws. Okay? Now, there are 4 clauses within that one section. Okay? Now, the 4 clauses are, we've got the citizenship clause. Okay? That's the clause that says anyone who is born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States. Okay? And then we've got the privileges and immunities clause, and that one says that the states cannot interfere with the privileges or immunities given to me by the United States, okay? Which is why they were in such a hurry and why they worked so hard to overturn Roe versus Wade. Yeah. And then we've got the equal protection clause, which mandates that individuals in similar situations be treated equally by the law. And then finally, we've got the due process clause, okay? Now, this is the clause that has caused all of this mess. Yeah. Now, it didn't intentionally cause all of this mess. No. Let me back up. So this clause, when I was reading on it, it confused me, made my eyes cross, and I gently wept. Okay. But my takeaway from this is that the due process clause can be broken out into 2 pieces. Okay. So due process can be broken out into 2 areas. Okay. We've got the procedural due process. Okay. It's supposed to protect against arbitrary behavior of the government against a citizen, right? It focuses on the process that the government has to go through before it deprives you of life, liberty, etc., etc. Okay? Think court proceedings. Think impartial judges. Miranda rights. Okay? That kind of thing. And then we've got the substantive due process. This is the one, y'all. This right here is the one. This is what Clarence Thomas wants us to look at. He wants to look at the cases that were decided under substantive due process. Okay? This one looks at protecting fundamental rights that are not typically listed elsewhere in the Constitution. Okay? This has been the foundation of the constitutional right to privacy since the 1920s, and it was pretty much cemented with the Griswold versus Connecticut case. And for those of you who are not familiar with that case, that's the one that gave us the right to contraceptives. Okay. Now, this is also substantive due process, this is also where we get most of the rights that you have been used to. They were all deemed protected by both the Equal Protection Clause and due process. Okay? Okay. But when it says due process, from what I read, it fell under substantive due process because it said it was covered under the constitutional right to privacy. Okay?